Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction video for today, and I'm here to take a look at the hands-on preview for RoboCop Rogue City. Stop. Or there will be trouble. I should have put my RoboCop shirt on. Shit, just pretend it's RoboCop's face. Big ass grin. He's always smiling, you know. Anyway, RoboCop, one of my favorite movies of all time. When I heard this was being made, I was like, cool. Who's making it though? Makes me just, not super worried, because I feel like they're getting better and better with each game. And the last game they did was Terminator Resistance. I forgot what it was. Taeon? That's their name. Their last game was Terminator Resistance, which is like, it's like a 6 out of 10. But it's so obviously they love Terminator, and they really wanted to make that game good. So they really tried, and it has so many moments from what I played, which was like maybe 4 or 5 hours. Where I'm like, yeah, I like what they're doing here. Like, oh, you fight a T-1000, you can't fight it. You have to hide and stuff. Like, they made the Terminator scary again, and they made this world feel real for the most part. And I love that it was actually during, or post Judgment Day. Even though I would still like to fight in Judgment Day, I would like a movie about Judgment Day itself, like actually or not even Judgment Day, but post Judgment Day, the war still happening, which I guess it is, but it's more like apocalyptic, and there's battles here and there. Like, that's why I was a little upset about Terminator Salvation, because I thought it was going to be all about that, and it really wasn't. I mean, it's hard to visualize exactly what I would want. Anyway, but RoboCop, Rogue City. This actually looks surprisingly good. It looks like it's going to be better than the last Terminator game. We won't talk about the Rambo game they made, but RoboCop looks like it's going to be good, and I hope it is. It comes out September. And which is not the best time for it, because we have Mortal Kombat, Starfield, I think something else. But you know what? I'll make some time for it, because I love me some RoboCop, baby. Anyway, let's get to it. This is a long hands-on, by the way. So let's go. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, they're playing music. Dude, RoboCop is one of the best themes ever. Yeah.
Over 35 years since he first stomped the streets of Detroit,
yeah, shoot those dicks. Yo, show Fatal Farms version. No balls. Show Fatal Farms version.
And Rambo the video game is primed for its most ambitious 80s action movie revival yet. Set between the events of RoboCop 2 and 3, with Peter Weller reprising his iconic role, RoboCop Rogue City takes us back to old Detroit once again to clean up the streets.
3 doesn't exist.
Familiar faces, a huge
is it gonna be her?
Violence, and the
I forgot the actress.
gloriously stilted, cheesy humor.
Allowing dealers to steal from each other may result in less drugs on the street.
What? That would suck!
Rogue City is a bloody first-person shooter that takes some authentic trip to Alex Murphy's old haunts to chase a new threat.
I like that. You're slow. It's so good. I guess they could have made him the remake RoboCop.
Rogue City opens with a now familiar satirical news segment, which is interrupted by a gang of punky thugs dubbed the Torchheads. This band of criminals is heavily tied to Nuke, the highly addictive narcotic from RoboCop 2, and they proceed to take the Channel 9 news team hostage. Enter Detroit's shiny RoboCop and his partner, Agent and Lewis, who are called to quell the disturbance and hunt down the gang's leader.
I like in the second RoboCop movie how there was actually a RoboCop 2 in it. That's probably my favorite bit in the entire movie. And it like kills itself. Does it like rip its helmet thing off? He's like, ah! And then, no, that's one version of RoboCop 2. And then
This being RoboCop, Restoring Peace is done with
I haven't seen that one in a little while.
Armed with his legendary Auto 9, RoboCop trudges
yeah, so what happens here? I want to see. Because do you just
methodically through.
Oh, no, you just pick up their gun. Okay.
Enemy skulls with each well-aimed shot. Despite his slow, terrifying movement, I've never played an FPS with a protagonist as slow and deliberate as RoboCop.
Hell yeah, I want to play
time to adjust.
Slow.
He feels practically indestructible. He's so heavily armored.
Yo, look, he's getting shot up. He only lost 6% health. Look on the bottom left.
Doesn't need to hide behind cover.
7,
he just
8.
soaks up bullets like a
Fuck
sponge.
you.
And
Shut
if
up.
he runs low on ammo, no problem. Just walk up to the nearest criminal and punch a hole in his face.
Yes!
As such, Rogue City immediately makes you feel like a boss-level threat, and none of its early enemies really stood a chance against me on normal difficulty. RoboCop can neutralize a room full of enemies within seconds, and thanks to his scanning abilities, you can sweep and clear the surroundings with ease. While this combat loop was satisfying for a couple of hours, I do question the longevity of it all. RoboCop will only get more powerful as the game progresses.
Hell yeah.
The time I had with the demo, I didn't face a single enemy that posed a real threat.
You'll probably have to fight Ed 209s or something. There's no way in hell they won't put Ed 209 in there, even though it's RoboCop 2 between 2 and 3, which is really weird because there's no 3. So it's fuck. 3? Do you mean the show? I mean that's shit. So I wouldn't. But you know, it's better than whatever 3 is, which doesn't exist. But I just got a feeling if 3 existed, my opinion would be that it's a fucking one of the worst movies of all time. And for some reason, I'm thinking like if RoboCop 3 actually existed, there would be a jetpack in it. It wouldn't be Peter Weller because he said fuck that. And it'd be PG-13.
So where does the challenge come from?
Everybody thought RoboCop the remake was the worst one. Are you kidding me?
Hopefully that'll become apparent.
That shit is fucking RoboCop 1, the original, compared to fucking the third one that doesn't exist.
When we spend more time with Rogue City.
RoboCop 3 does exist? I just looked it up. Just sorry, I'm looking into the future at the comment. No one's watching at this point anyway. Alright, so he says it does feel like it gets repetitive a little bit. It looks
After
fun.
After first meeting with the Torchheads, I got a brief look at how...
Wait, what was happening there? I need to go back.
After a fiery first meeting...
He was reloading his gun.
Torchheads, I got
it looked like he was about to shoot him, though.
A brief look at how Rogue City will tackle RoboCop's other duties. Alongside fights to the death with the main gang, you take on investigative objectives to poke around for clues at crime scenes and make arrests.
Batman
RoboCop
shit.
has no reservations about taking out hostile foes in one fell swoop, but some of Rogue City's side quests have him restoring order by more peaceful means. In one case, I could choose a non-threatening dialogue option to convince a suspect to part with valuable information.
Dude, RoboCop looks great. They did a great job with his character model. I just appreciate that character model. Look how good that looked. That might look better than the Mortal Kombat 11 version.
About their whereabouts of a drug dealer, rather than making him cooperate.
I wonder if it's the same character model, actually. It might be.
It's the only route you can take when chasing leads. In another side quest, my main contribution was simply carrying a drunk perp to a cell as a favor to another police officer. Furthermore, public trust is earned by interacting with Detroit's inhabitants, and there's a skill tree option that allows you to open up new dialogue choices to aid in your investigations.
Oh.
Detroit itself.
You learn? I feel like this would make more sense if he was still new to being RoboCop. More so than it's 2.5 movies later.
Feels like a city in distress. The disheveled buildings and grimy streets are ripped straight from the movies, and the delinquents that lurk on street corners are more than just set dressing. Listen closely enough, and you'll pick up splinters of conversations that, when you piece them together, may provide clues about where to lead the investigation next, or open up new side objectives.
Cool.
Rogue City is built in Unreal Engine 5, and despite
a few
frame drops and glitches in the preview...
Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, it looks good. I wouldn't expect Unreal Engine 5. Wow.
Build I played, its gloomy alleyways and neon-soaked shop fronts look slick and detailed. RoboCop himself looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does look great.
Taylor has taken great care to recreating every grille and compartment on his suit, and the city lights gleam on his armor when you stop to talk to other characters.
Looks
Even if there are moments where the lighting doesn't quite hit right. Noticeable camera shake and
the lip syncing, we'll see. I mean, I could tell in RoboCop's case there, but there's other moments.
Heavy thud of RoboCop's footsteps made me feel like a hefty tank when I was stomping through the streets.
I wonder who voices her.
This looks deserted.
That's not.
Are you sure your junkie friend didn't mix up the venue?
Yeah. There's no way that's I forgot the actress's name.
Is the type who likes to mix things up. We shall have to see.
Fans will immediately recognize other returning characters like Anne Lewis, but the majority of character models aren't anywhere near as realistic as RoboCop's.
Yeah.
The Torchheads
he didn't say what's her name returned, so I'm assuming it's not her. It didn't sound like her.
Collection of different hairstyles and outfits to differentiate them, but you won't be paying much
but also,
attention
it's been
to
a very long
when you're
time
caught
since
in a
I've seen her in
firefight
movies,
anyway.
so I don't know what she sounds
This
like now.
Rogue City is a grubby and authentic step into Paul Verhoeven's dystopian Detroit, and it springs to life on your patrols.
We need a video of Paul Verhoeven playing this. You know, sometimes they'll get like actors to play the game. You know, like I want to say, didn't Harrison Ford play Uncharted 2? Play Uncharted 2 or 3? They gave him a controller and said, "Just press buttons and just go ooh and ah." It's like, oh wow, oh graphics are good. It's a blank screen. Well, CG in the video later. Why don't you just turn the TV on? I don't understand. You could just show the. Nah, we gotta make it harder for the fucking editors.
Between quests,
They're not
use
getting paid, well.
RoboVision to scan for nearby misdemeanors like traffic violations
Little
and
misdemeanors?
disorderly
That's
conduct to
great.
ensure you clean up every nook and cranny of the city as you go.
You know what? If you really think you'll find evidence of that SUX ever being here,
Yeah,
then be
it
my
looks like
guest.
it's really bad.
Although RoboCop is still bound by his prime directives, I enjoyed the few occasions I was able to work around them to suit the kind of RoboCop
That's my version of lip syncing. Someone add dialogue to this.
I wanted to be.
There you
One
go.
side quest had me handling complaints at the police station, where I had the chance to decide whether to side with the individual or issue a ticket. In situations where things can turn violent, players will sometimes have the option to take a pacifist approach. There's certainly
right.
room for empathy in your interaction
All our balls are getting shot.
with the people in Detroit, and keeping them happy will increase your public trust score.
Oh,
Nonetheless, in
shit.
the few investigations I've conducted so far, I was still met with plenty of opportunities to exercise RoboCop's silly humor, and sometimes that means being a little heavy-handed. For example, during one quest, I had the chance to utter a stiff one-liner before smashing
Oh,
up someone's
fuck
radio
yeah.
because it was too loud.
What?
Was this unnecessary? Definitely. But
No.
justice was served.
What do you mean unnecessary? Fuck you.
You need to be taught some manners.
RoboCop
Blow out his chest.
starts with
He need to be taught some manners. Explodes his chest and heart.
a few basic
Oh,
items,
I'm
including
dying
night vision,
dramatically.
shockwave
Oh.
that mimics a flashbang, and the option to temporarily slow down time to clear a room quicker.
I
Aiming
want
down
you all to
sights
stop
scans the
living.
surroundings to
That's not
highlight
even
nearby
clever,
enemies to
RoboCop.
make them easier to spot.
I'm gonna
And
put
you can
bullets
also
in
move
you
faster, shifting
a
from
lot
slow,
until you stop
deliberate
breathing.
stomp to a heavy
It's
brisk
not
walk.
even close to
Additionally, these abilities can be upgraded to improve their
So
effect.
wait, you can upgrade your.
To make
Alright.
them easier to
That's
spot,
what I
and
heard,
you can
right?
also move faster, shifting from a
don't
slow,
know.
deliberate stomp to
No.
a heavy, brisk walk.
Bullshit. First of all, that's funny. Yeah? You can upgrade all the way to a brisk walk. That's bullshit. You should upgrade yourself so you're slower, if anything. He's just like, stop. So, is he moving? He's doing one of those things where he like vibrates forward. It's just like, I'm coming. You better watch out. Stop, or I'll never arrest you.
Additionally, these abilities can be upgraded
Guess
to
I'll just
improve their
shoot you.
effectiveness and in some
it.
cases turn them lethal. For example, continuing to invest points in the combat branch of the skill tree eventually buffs Robo's shockwave to instantly kill enemies, whereas sticking with armor upgrades his suit so it deflects
The
bullets
AI
to
is very, very smart.
damage enemies. Robo
That guy was just like, where is he? Is his friends are getting murdered behind him? What is his brain? Where is he?
Its potent primary weapon, the Auto 9, has its own tab of upgrades that are unlocked throughout the game's 20 to 30 hour campaign. But I didn't get to see any of these enhancements in action.
Is it
Players
trying
can
to spell nuke or is it trying to spell naked?
also pick up firearms dropped by the city's lawbreakers and use them for a limited time. However, I typically stuck with the Auto 9 due to its reliability and unlimited ammo. There are also exploding barrels, hefty CRT
Yeah, I
monitors,
mean, RoboCop has one of the best guns of all time.
and more to fling around Rogue City's destructible environments, all of which work well as makeshift grenades.
They
I only
exploded.
encountered human enemies during the demo, a couple of whom wore helmets for extra protection, and some that carried exploding barrels.
Oh,
The
whoa,
more recognizable
whoa.
enemies, including ED-209, who featured in the trailer, won't appear until later in the game. There's no
I didn't get his ass beat, obviously.
escaping RoboCop's trigger-happy approach, and nor would you want to, but ultimately he's still a police officer instated to uphold the law. As such, there are several skills that build on Robo's eagle eye and lightning speed processing powers, which come in handy when you're searching for clues. Some objects, and indeed people, can be scanned to get more information during an investigation. There are also instances where you need to pause and collect a specific number of clues to analyze crime scenes. This is where
I will
Robo-
say, these could be fun, but they have to be either short or really well presented, I guess. Because right now it's just like you're clicking on body. It's like all the clues are obviously click on the dead body. All right, now there's a desk over here. Everything else is trash bags and shit. So it's obviously like, all right, this thing seems out of place. So obviously that's not just part of the environment. Yep, that's a crime clue thing. Like LA Noire did it very well. I think I just played Dead Island 2, and it had moments where you have to do this kind of stuff, and I'm just like, I'm like, I don't like it. I guess it matters on the context. Like in Dead Island 2, I don't know why the fuck that was in there. But in stuff like RoboCop, you're a cop, so you expect to investigate crime scenes. That's okay. So it probably won't bother me. Batman, of course, the Batman games, it makes sense. I don't know.
Deduction and engineering skills shine. Deduction provides enhanced scanning abilities, which help you detect more useful information,
where your
such as
brain
safe
at?
combinations. Then, if you've leveled up your engineering skills enough, you can crack open the safes themselves. Arguably, the most interesting side of RoboCop is his psychology branch, which leans into the game's choice system. Investing enough in the skills doubles your public trust points and later lets you predict the consequences of certain dialogue choices.
That's great.
According to the
He couldn't do it. He had to get Erica's programming. That's great.
developer, the decisions you make throughout the game will impact
Even though I don't know why he would still be able to walk through it exactly, because when whatever, fuck it, who cares?
Rogue City's ending, although we're not sure to what extent just yet. Rogue City's game director
Every time I hear this game has multiple endings, I'm just like, it's not gonna matter that much. It's gonna be like a quick cutscene. I don't know. Every time I hear like a game like markets that it has like it has different end scenes, I'm like, yeah, fuck you. It's gonna be something bullshit that doesn't matter.
says that
There'll be one that's canon. Just give me a fucking one ending. I don't care anymore. I don't care about your multiple endings. Especially if you make a sequel, then one of the endings has to be canon. So what the fuck was the point? Like, oh, cool. What if? Like, how about this? What if you suck my nuts? Yeah, there you go. Got him.
choices will determine which side
Wait, hold on. Motherfucker.
characters live or die.
Watch the rest of it in 4K.
But we'll have to wait to see how much of an impact this has on the story.
Alright, let me go back. Oh, you talk about the choices.
Not sure to what extent just yet. Rogue City's game director says that some choices will determine which side characters live or die. But we'll have to wait to see how much of an impact this has
see, now that's cool. I was just talking about the endings, to be fair.
on the story. Your choices also have consequences that may surface sooner than that. These can be almost immediate, such as coaxing out information that provides a lead in a case, to more subtle ripples later on. For example, letting a kid off with a warning for graffitiing may lead to you getting a favourable mention scrawled on a city wall down the line, opposed to something hostile. One thing that Rogue City doesn't shy away from is RoboCop's flashbacks to his life as Alex Murphy.
Oh,
this surfaces almost immediately as an ongoing malfunction and is something OCP is eager to fix. This side of RoboCop is clumsily handled in the movies and never truly reaches a satisfying resolution by the end of the
clumsily handled. Fuck you.
But the
no,
game's
isn't.
developer assured
You're fucking wrong.
me that this will be an
Incorrect. Nay. Negative. False. Opposite true. Fucking wrong.
important part of Rogue City's
I do not
story.
agree at all.
Combined with the dialogue options and decisions players can make, I'm keen to see how Taeon dives into the lingering human fragments in RoboCop's memories, and whether they'll have a more meaningful impact on the story this time around. Overall, Rogue City has the makings of a faithful homecoming for RoboCop fans. The demo immediately nails the franchise's exaggerated badass tone, and it's pumped to the gills with humor, violence, and all of the movie's callbacks look hoped for. However, I'm curious to see how Taeon plans to maintain RoboCop's momentum to keep combat feeling fresh and introduce more of a challenge as players unlock new abilities and upgrades.
I know, it sounds like it's going to be pretty varied, and it's going to have a lot of things you want to unlock just to see, like, oh, I want to see what he's going to say now because he unlocked a different dialogue path, or I want to see what happens here if I just let this character fucking get killed, and how's it going to change the story. I don't know, it sounds kind of interesting. I was not expecting, I just spit everywhere. I was expecting it just to be a normal, like, shooter. You go around, you go boom, boom, bang, bang, and I thought it'd have, like, a semi-open world, but I was expecting it to really go have RPG elements, like, at least not to the extent it has, you know.
Rogue City's opening missions and didn't have a chance to test the game on different difficulties, but I was a bit disappointed that I didn't get to see a wider variety of enemies or face a real threat that forced me to use RoboCop's full set of tools. While some of RoboCop's abilities sound promising,
I would like to see if you could fight like mercenaries or something like hitmen or whatever, like, you know, like Bodeker's gang or something like that, they're still gang members, but they're like upper echelon, you know, not these fucking guys. You know,
difficult to
like
predict
those
how much
type
of
of
an impact
characters.
they'll have on the game's combat loop without trying them against tougher enemies. After recently watching the movies, I was excited.
Hell yeah, you do the training sequence. The first time you really see him.
To step into the shoes of a powerful action hero and tear through Detroit. RoboCop certainly feels capable of doing so, but I'm concerned that simply bulldozing through enemies will lose its appeal quickly. I'm also intrigued by the idea of seeing more of RoboCop's interactions with other police.
If it feels good and looks good, and I'm RoboCop, it's not gonna get old.
Officers and the public. But
Dude, I played 20-something hours of Dead Island 2, never got old. And then killing zombies. I guess to be fair to that game, though, it was a lot of like, oh, I got a new weapon, I need to try this out. Okay, ooh, got a new weapon, I need to upgrade that. Ooh, I got a new weapon, I need to add an elemental effect to this. Ooh, I got another weapon. Yeah, so.
As of now, it's
More
too
of
early
addictive
to be
quality
sure
of that.
how deep Rogue City's choice system really goes.
Rogue C, is that what you just said?
For more on RoboCop Rogue City,
Rogue C.
check out the latest trailer and for
Rogue
everything
C.
else, stick with IGN.
I don't know, man. The way he's making it sound, like this could have been a game that's like a real piece of shit. It could have been terrible. And he sounds like, oh, I had a lot of fun, but we'll see. We'll see. I had a lot of fun. We shot a bunch of people. There's more RPG elements and stuff like that than I was expecting. Kind of nails the tone. Sounds like what I want. I mean, hey, at least it's better than that one RoboCop game that came out on Xbox. I played that when I was a kid. I was very not happy. Funny enough, that game does a lot of the stuff it seems like this one's trying to do. It has the targeting thing. You walk really slow. You're just shooting gang members. I think there's like environmental like things you can use too, like gas canisters and like traps and stuff. If I remember correctly, but that game was so bad. It was so bad. First of all, even for the time, it looked awful. The shooting, I remember the controls being really stiff. And I want to say also like it was like really hard. Maybe that's just when I haven't played that game since it like was pretty close to first released. I'm talking about the Xbox game, by the way. I know there's other RoboCop games, but Xbox original. Yeah, no, it was not a good game. So anyway, that might be a fun game to go back and try it out again if I have my Xbox hooked up. Before this game comes out. Anyway, there you go. I'm pretty sure I have it. So anyway, there you go. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Like until next time. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.